Hey, this is Louie. Today we're going to be installing our Momentum HD intake on this 2025 Ram 6.7 liter turbo diesel. Alright, so our first step is to remove the 14 clips to remove the trim. There's going to be 12 in the front and 2 back here. So let's grab our pry tool and go ahead and start popping this. And then now we're going to go ahead and remove the trim. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and remove the screws holding down our factory scoop. We're going to use a 10mm socket and we're going to go ahead and loosen them. Just like that. Now we're going to take our pry tool. We want to release these tabs. There's one on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and do the back one first. And I'll do the one right here. Then you're going to go ahead and pull it off the vehicle. Okay, now we're going to use our pry tool to remove these clips holding our air temperature sensor harness. All right, so now that we got this one off, we're going to go ahead and get the one from the airbox off. There you go. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our intake air temperature sensor. I'm going to go ahead and push down the clip. Slide it off. Now we're going to grab our 8mm nut driver. We're going to go ahead and loosen up this clamp right here. And we're going to slide the tube off our airbox. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and slide our hand underneath the airbox and firmly pull up to release the airbox from the grommets. And then carefully remove it from the engine bay. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our pry tool. We're going to unclip this harness from our intake tube. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our pliers. We're going to pinch this spring clamp. We're going to remove the hose. Now we're going to grab our 8mm socket. We're going to go ahead and loosen our turbo clamp. Now that that's loosened, we're going to go ahead and simply pull it off our turbo and out of the vehicle. All right, so we're going to go ahead and transfer our 3 grommets over to our Momentum HD housing. So let's get started. You just simply pull them off. Now we're going to go ahead and transfer them over. Just like that. So now we're going to go ahead and install our filter media into our housing. We're going to go ahead and line it up and slide it in. We're going to push it all the way on until it's fully seated. It should look something like that. Now we're going to go ahead and install our clamp. That's going to help keep our filter in place. And we're going to leave these clamps loose for now. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and install our silicone plug onto our housing. Just like that. Now we're going to transfer our intake air temp sensor over to our tube. We're going to use a T20 to remove the factory screw. We're going to go ahead and pull the sensor off. We're going to go ahead and install it in our tube. And we're going to go ahead and secure it with our provided screw. And it's going to also be a T20. Want to go ahead and tighten it up. And it should look something like that. Now before we go back into the vehicle, we're going to go ahead and pre-install our clamps. We're going to use our 64 clamp. We're going to put it on the turbo side of it. And the way you know which side of the coupler is the turbo side, in here there's a step, so you know this is going to be the smaller side. Then we're going to add our number 72 clamp onto it. We're going to go ahead and go in the vehicle now. All right, we're going to go ahead and slide our coupler onto the turbo, just like that. We're going to go ahead and reconnect our hose. Then we're gonna lower our spring clamp. All right, wanna make a note that we don't wanna tighten up the clamps just yet, just so that we have some playroom. So when we install our intake tube, we could line it up with our housing. So we're gonna leave them loose for now. Now we're gonna go ahead and install our housing. We wanna make sure we line up the grommets with the pegs. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Once everything's lined up, we're gonna firmly push down to lock everything in place, just like that. So now we're gonna go ahead and install our tube. We're first gonna slide it into our coupler, and then we're gonna go ahead and rotate it into our filter. Just like that. Now that our intake is installed and everything's lined up properly, we're gonna go ahead and tighten up all of our clamps now. Now we're gonna go ahead and use our 8mm socket. We're gonna go ahead and tighten up our clamp for the turbo. Now we're gonna go ahead and tighten up the tube side of the clamp now. Now we're gonna go ahead and reconnect our sensor. We're gonna simply push it in, make sure it's all the way on, and you're good. Now we're gonna go ahead and install our factory scoop into our housing. We're gonna reinstall the screws we removed from earlier, and we're gonna tighten them up with our 10mm socket. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and reinstall our trim and put all the clips back. Line everything up. All right, now that everything's put back together, we're gonna get you guys some sound clips. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.